I'm finally done. It took forever. Now I'm gonna get a review. It's a helper. She left a review. I wonder what it says. No!
What's up everybody, Creeper World here, and today I'm going to teach you how to detail your builds and the concept of detailing. So the main blocks you're going to be using in detailing is a wood fence usually. Detail block, this can be any block of your choosing, like if it has a pattern, for example, prismarine. This one kind of has an interesting pattern going for it. So you can use any block or like a special block to like, wow, that's detailed. And then you have your slabs, or slabby, perfect, or slabby stuff. You have your stone brick stairs for detail, and all these blocks here are for detail. But you can expand on this and you can use an anvil if you want. You can use any block you want to detail, really. But it's just the way how you use the blocks that is interesting. But before you start detailing or even start building anything, you really want to get a palette going. So right here I have a palette. I have spruce wood, birch wood, stone brick, cobblestone, and spruce wood slab. Or spruce, yeah. So what I usually do when I'm starting off with my detailing of walls, I make a frame. This frame can be any size, it can be even, it can be odd, though I prefer odd mainly because there is a center, while if you have an even number, there is no center, really. And then after you make your frame, you make your wall. And your wall can be, well, it's a wall, yeah. And then you add the detail. So as you can see here, I used every single block. I used some slabs right here. I used stone brick fences. And I used every single block that's in this palette in order to make this. And it matters on the way how you do it. I'm going to show you at the end of this video me making a detail wall. So now I'm going to show you another example. So you make your frame, and as you can see this cobblestone here, you might be saying, why isn't this pushed back one like this? Well, that's for detailed differences in depth. Depth is the main thing that you want to focus on when you're detailing in order to add interest to your build. So you make your wall, and then you add the detail. So what I like to do is I call this right here teeth, because usually I have something going down right here, but I don't have that in this case. So what I did here is exactly the same, or not exactly the same as this, but mostly the same, except if you notice this block right here, I have where the teeth are, this is that. I have it forward instead of having it all the way back. That would not really, just kind of looks weird. So I put that there to add more interest to this build. Now over here is another fancy wall. This is 7 in the middle, so it's even, no, odd. It's odd. Okay. It's the Wizard of Odd. Okay. So there's odd. It's odd all around. Though you might be wondering, if it's 7, I could just split it up in the middle. I didn't do that because I wanted to add more interest. You shouldn't always use the same wall. Like say I were to paste this thing all around like 100 times, it wouldn't look that good. It kind of just looked eh. So you don't really want to copy and paste the same wall all around. You want to add differences. So This is a different style. This is the same style, but just a different size. And that is that for really depth walls. Now we're going to talk about the more minimalistic version of walls that personally I prefer, other than doing these walls. I feel like you can see them better. They aren't that junky. So you start off with your frame as well, and then you make your wall. But if you notice with this wall, it's not pushed back like this wall. This wall is pushed back, but this wall is the same level as this. And I want you guys to guess which one took longer. This one or this one? Or this one or this one? And the answer is this one took longer. Now you might be asking yourself, why did it take longer? Well, it's harder to detail things when you're working on a flat surface. So you want to make it look good, and this is what I could come up with in like 5 minutes, while the other one just took like a minute to detail. And I really like this. You have your little like roofish thing to block the rain out, and then you have your separating things, and then you can have like a porch here on top. That's what I usually do, and I just broke everything. Yay! And then we move on to a bigger wall. And as I said before, you don't need to stick to the same size in order to make things interesting. So I was like thinking, should I have this bag? And then I'm like, nah. And you make your wall. No, wait, first you make your frame, then you make your wall, and then you detail the wall. But if you notice, I didn't push this one back like I did in this one, because I wanted to make it different from this wall, so then if I were to have these two walls together, they look totally different and not the same. And then we have another detail wall. This one's 5, but if I were to split it in the middle, it would be 2 from this log to this log, making it even. But I don't like doing even, so I just did it like this. And I forgot to add the windows, so let's add the windows together. And sometimes for these walls, you don't want to always use panes, even though they do add depth. You usually want to go with like just a block, because if I do this, that is kind of totally see, like, this kind of looks a bit weird to me, but if I have this, it looks just fine. That's my personal preference. Your preference might be different. So I'm set 0, sorry about that. Now we will make a wall together. Yeah. Alright, now we're gonna make a wall over here. So I'm gonna make my frame. I don't know if you can hear people in the background. Alright, so we make our frame. We get our block. I should probably have my palette here, but I'm gonna use the same palette as this one. And I'm gonna do the depth style. This is the flat style, this is the depth style. I prefer this flat style. So you do this, I make my wall, I pop a hole in it, so I can add stuff, and now I'm going to try to make a different detail than I did before. Using the same blocks though. And this is like the part where you have to think a lot when you're making it. I'm gonna take some of the other wood pieces I used for this. I'm gonna put them there. And I'm gonna go and get my cobblestone wall. And then I'm going to take that out. And for the finishing touch, we're going to add a glass block. and then probably add something. Like, it shouldn't take, like, I'm doing this fast because I want to keep this video short, but you want to take time when you're making your detail. This is better. I'm just gonna copy what I did on the other one and do it like that. Yeah. Alright, so here's my wall. It's kind of sloppy, doesn't really look that good. Yeah. But yeah, you kind of see where I was going. I started with my frame, I made my wall, then I added the detail. And that is it for this video. What I recommend you do to practice this technique is to go on your plot, or your flat world, wherever you want to practice, whatever server you practice on, get some stone brick, just make your frame, practice the steps. The steps are frame, wall, and then detail. Those are the main steps you do. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in another tutorial. I'm going to try to make these once a week. Thank you for watching, and Xsliceme.